Hey guys, happy Monday. It's Brixton30 here, aka Jade, Dill. And guess what happened to me this weekend? I was walking along in Brixton, minding my own business with my friend, and suddenly I heard, "Eh, fat girl." And I was looking around and I was like, who the fuck said that? And I was so embarrassed and everyone was staring at me. And it was a guy trying to give me a compliment. It was some lame, awful chat up line. So guy, if you're watching, but I don't think you are, please do not say that to me again in public. It was so freaking embarrassing, okay? And this is not the first time I've had it, okay? Yeah, it's not. Okay, so now I've got that over with. How are you? I hope you're well. Now, today's video is on how to live cheaply / money saving tips. Now, if you're anything like me, your income will have gone up and down. Now listen, money comes and goes. Unless you talk like this or you're related to David Cameron or the Queen, it's very likely that you don't have a lot of money. You're like me. You're super poor. I know it's all relative, but you don't have a lot of money. You're on a low income. And, you want to know how to save money. You want to know how to live cheaply. So I've gone from job to job. I've gone from place to place, and I had a child very, 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 very young. Yes, teenage parent, although not a teenager anymore, but was a teenage parent. Oh yeah, I was a teenage pregnant person before teen parent. Oh no, what's that show called? Not teen parent, whatever. You know that MTV show about those people who have kids young? Yeah, I was pregnant before that came out. Okay, so I've obviously had to tighten my belt. I've had to learn how to live cheaply. It's been super difficult. Things do get better though, so that's the good news. So yeah, my money saving tips. This is for anybody who wants to learn to save money, anybody who wants certain things but doesn't know how they're going to get them because they just don't have the money. Shit has got real. Things are so expensive. So follow these tips, which I live by. I practice what I preach. Okay, so number one, very, very important, food. So if you live alone, when you're going food shopping, it's very, very important. The big supermarkets are just so super freaking expensive, and everything is so expensive now. When my little boy was younger, I used to always want to feed him fruit and vegetables, and I never had the money to because they were so expensive. It's like £2 for grapes. I mean, £2. Who can afford £2? So when you're on a £20 budget, shopping budget, that's a bit too much. So I couldn't afford that. So I discovered the market. So no matter where you are, there should be a very good market near you. Even if you have to cover travel. Sorry, I can't talk today. What the fuck? Oh god, and I'm trying to stop swearing. So that's £1 in the swear jar. Only I don't have £1. Oops. Okay, so seriously now, you should live close to a market. Now, if you don't, it's worth traveling, taking the bus a couple of miles, ask around, find out, Google it, go to the market, buy your, and I'm not talking about some organic, freaky, poncy farmer's market. I'm talking about a proper market with market traders, and you buy your fruit and veg. I go to Brixton Market, and I literally, for £5, I get aubergines, I get cucumbers, I get apples, I get tomatoes, I get garlic, I get ginger, I get oranges, I get so much stuff for £5. Go to the market. It is so expensive. Now, if you're just like, you know what, I'm not going to the market, it's long, okay, more for you, make time, get a trolley and fucking do it. But if, you just really can't, then you need to take your time and you need to look at all the deals in the supermarkets. Look at all the deals and get the best deals possible. And if that means going to 3 different supermarkets, that's what that means. Take that one day at the weekend and do that, because that is what has to be done. Get those deals, because a lot of the time there is very good deals to be had in the supermarkets, but I don't do the supermarkets. Very rarely I do them. I go to the market. That's how I buy my food. Now, on the same food tip, I'm a vegan. If you want to know more about my vegan story, the link is in the description below. I'm not here to preach about veganism to you because there's enough of that on YouTube, let's face it. But if you do eat meat is so expensive if you do. So I would recommend always go to the butchers if you do. That's what I used to do when I used to be a meat eater. Always go to the butchers. It is so much cheaper now. You don't have to buy their deals like, a kilogram for a fiver. You can take any amount of money. Like, you can even take £2 and be like, can I have £2 worth of, so-and-so. It's so cheap and they don't look at you funny. But I would recommend, if you are a meat eater, eating less meat. It is so much cheaper. You might think eating more fruits and vegetables is more expensive, but when you look for the best deals and when you go to the market, it really isn't expensive. So make it a treat. Make it a once or twice weekly treat. Make it a treat, because meat is expensive. Get yourself a big bag of rice, a big bag of Tilda, and get whatever you want to get. But I would recommend only eating it once or twice a week because it is expensive. Even going to the butchers, supermarket is a hell of a lot cheaper. You'd be surprised. It makes meat affordable, but you want to try and keep it in that treat bracket for maybe your Sunday dinner, your Sunday roast. So yeah, that's tip number one. Now tip number two, toiletries. So if you want sanitary protection, you want bleach, you want cotton buds, you know, if you're like me and you're a bit obsessed with cleaning, you want the stuff, but you go into a supermarket and it's like £2.50 for one shitty bleach spray or some like wipes, and you're like, what? Go to the pound store, get all your toiletries, your deodorant, your even your face cream. Like, I'm not joking now, they sell simple product in the pound shop. Yes, they do, they seriously do. If you go to a good one, go to the pound store, buy all your toiletries from there. You can even get your mops, your buckets from there, your bleach sprays, your wipes. Like, if you want, so I'm not an advocate for bleach now, I sound like a bleach freak, but you know, sometimes you do need bleach. Go, if you're not into all that eco home stuff, you know, because you just don't have the money to be, go and get all your toiletries and all your stuff, especially sanitary protection, all types, pads and tampons. Get it from the pound shop. It is so much cheaper, because I used to like go in the supermarket and I used to be like, why is everything so expensive? Like, I can't even afford freaking toilet roll, bleach and a bleach spray to clean down my surfaces. Like, I was down and depressed about that. Go to the pound shop, get your shit from there. I do not buy my toiletries from the supermarket, but remember, if you are going to the supermarket, there are cheaper brands there. If you get rid of the branded stuff, you go with their own brand, especially I'm talking about big ones, not the smaller ones. You can get cheaper ones for 80-90p or a pound, but I would always recommend for your toothpaste, for your toothbrushes, sanitary towels, face wipes, face creams, going to the pound shop, because it is amazing, okay? Make that trip to the pound shop, okay? Now, number three, also very important. Try to walk as much as possible. Now, if you live in London, we have this shitty Oyster card system, and it's £1.50 for a journey on the bus. Now, I'm not talking crazy walking, because when you need to get somewhere, you need to get somewhere. Like, you know, come on. But try and walk. Save that £1.50. So what I try and do is, say you live about 15 minutes away from the train station, walk to the train station in the morning and try and walk it back, because you are saving £3 on your Oyster cards. Obviously, if you get a travel card, this doesn't really apply to you, but if you want to stop buying that travel card, you know it's expensive, and maybe you work maybe only a couple of days a week, this is what you need to do. Try and incorporate walking into your daily routine. Obviously, if you're so tired after work, you just want to get the bus straight back, but try and wake up 15 minutes earlier and make that walk, and try not to take the bus for unnecessary journeys. If you're like me, you don't drive, you live in London, you know, when you live in London, you can't drive. What the fuck? There's traffic everywhere. So try to walk, because if you can, walk as much as possible, because it's good for you, it's healthy, and it's so much freaking cheaper. And again, try and travel off peak. Now, if you work 9 to 5, it's going to be difficult to travel off peak, but if you work shift works, try and travel off peak, because it is so much cheaper. And get yourself a rail card. I think it's the 18 to 25 rail card. And what happens if you're 27? Okay, you can get one for slightly older people, but get that rail card. It gives you a third off train journeys, and it actually makes your Oyster card cheaper. Get that rail card. Get yourself a rail card. If you've got the money, buy it. It is worth it, especially if you know you do make train journeys quite frequently and you don't have the time to book 5 months in advance, because that's just not how you roll. You're like me. You don't plan your life like 5 months in advance. I mean, come on, it's ridiculous. Oh yeah, but we do dirt cheap train prices. Oh yeah, if you book 6 months or a year in advance. Like, I don't live like that. So do that. Now, my fourth tip, I think we're on number 4. I'm kind of getting a bit lost and confused, is the old penny jar trick. Oh yeah, I'm taking it back old school. Look at my penny jar. Hell yeah, get all these out. Look at that. Yes, oh yes, oh yes. Yep. I actually recently, I've been doing this penny jar thing for a while, and I recently managed to get £4 out there so I could give my son some pocket money. And we don't usually do pocket money in this household. So a penny jar, all those pennies that you don't want to spend, get them out, put them in a jar. Now, I'm not telling you you're going to get rich by this, but I'm telling you every fucking penny counts. We are in, like, times are hard right now. Shit has got real for me, and I know it's got real for you, and that's why you're watching this video. Put it in there. Don't give a fuck. Remember, 100 pennies make a pound, or a dollar, or wherever you're from. But do that. Save, 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 and don't mess around with it. Now, number 5. challenge yourself to try to not spend. Now, I know this sounds kind of crazy. Like, what do you mean? Try and challenge yourself to not spend. Basically, we live in a consumerist society. And if you don't know what that means the advertising, the magazines is everywhere to make us think we want things, to make us think we want crazy things. We don't need all this stuff. We don't need all this crazy stuff, okay? Who's ever heard of minimalism? Okay, I have. So basically that means living simply. We don't need all this crazy stuff. They'll try and tell you to get the latest phone. The media, mainstream media advertising will tell you need the latest phone to be happy. You need the latest this to be happy. You need the latest that to be happy. You really don't. Just try and be, you don't need all that stuff. Have what you need and that will be enough. So for example, phones. I don't have the latest phone. Like, I have a Samsung phone. Now in that range, you don't have to get the Galaxy. You don't have to get the expensive ones. My phone cost me £70. I got it second hand, and it's another kind of brand of, it's Samsung, but it's not the Galaxy one, but it's still a good phone. It's got a camera and it's not bad. It's reliable. You don't have to get the latest stuff. You don't have to. Like, get out of that capitalist consumerist trap and know, as long as you are happy, then that is the main thing. You don't need all these possessions, all these things and all this stuff. I live simply. I don't have a load of stuff, and honestly, I would preach that way of living to anyone. Now, when I say challenge yourself to not spend, so you're out and about, you see things, keep your money down. Like, one day, make sure your Oyster card's topped up, make sure you've got credit whatever on your phone, leave it where it is, and try and not spend any money. Just literally try and go out and not spend any money. So like, you're going to work, you bring your packed lunch, try and not spend any money. Like, try and do that. Make it 3 days a week. Yes, 3 days a week, you know. No, don't be silly now. Make sure you've got money on your Oyster card and you've got your food to eat, but don't spend any extra money. 3 days a week, don't do that. And it really fucking works. Leave your card at home. You are not spending that money because you don't have it and you want to fucking save, and it works. So make sure, yeah, this is only going to work if you're prepared, okay? So make sure you're prepared and then leave your fucking card at home. I do this 3 days a week and I have saved so much money, because when you go out, you automatically think you need stuff and you don't need stuff. So that's a very strong tip. Now, this brings me on to tip 5. I think we're on tip 5. Apologies if we're not. Packed lunches. If you're at work, if you're at school, if you're at college, always bring a packed lunch. Now, I know it's long and you're like, fuck me, this is long, I'm bored. It is so much better than having to go to a crummy corner shop, eating bad, disgusting, processed, horrible food when, you know, and you spend a fortune. When I was at my previous job of mine, I wasn't making a packed lunch. I also wasn't a vegan then. I was spending like £20 a week on food for lunch. I was spending like £5 a week on food. Like, it was crazy. Make yourself a packed lunch. Get the stuff you like, you know, hummus, pita bread, which you can make at home. You know, sandwiches. You don't just have to have the poxy sandwich and crisps. Like, you can make yourself a wrap. You can make yourself rice, kidney beans, loads of spinach, whatever. You can make yourself a wrap. Whatever it is you like, make it snazzy, make it fun, and make the time to do it. Because, oh, sorry, I've got something in my throat. Sorry about that. Take the time to make yourself a packed lunch. Seriously, like, I'm not joking now. Take that time to make yourself a packed lunch, because you save money. By spending endlessly, by spending meaninglessly, stupid amounts of money, you're not making good investments daily. You need to look at your money, even if it's just £1, like it's an investment. What am I investing in today? What am I buying in today? Is this going to last? Is this longevity? So by buying meaningless amounts of food that aren't even fucking good for you, that are a rip-off, it's not going to work. Make yourself a packed lunch. Saturday, Sunday, you need to go and get your packed lunch food, and you need to make it. You need to make it. And this is important if you're at school too, and if you're at college. Make that food, because you make better health choices when you have food with you, and it saves money. So take that packed lunch. And also, when you go to the cinema, make sure you don't buy anything there, because it's so fucking expensive. Take snacks with you. Go to the pound store, go to the pound shop, get yourself popcorn, get yourself the drinks. You know, you want to pig out and binge at the cinema. Come on, we all want to. And buy it there. Don't buy it at the cinema. It's so fucking expensive. Bring a packed lunch. Just like if you're going to the park, bring a packed lunch. If you're taking kids out, bring a packed lunch. Always bring a packed lunch. It is so fucking crucial, and it saves you so much money. Take it from someone who never used to do that. It saves you so much money. So yeah. Tip 5. Clothes. Now, you want clothes, you can't afford them. Dear, remember one thing. Sale. Always shop when there's a sale on. Always, even if you don't have the money when there's a sale on, there's usually always a shop that has some sale items. Always look at the sale items. Now, I'll be honest with you, I don't really shop in shops because I find them too expensive. I don't have that kind of money. I buy my clothes from the market, and I'm not afraid to say that. I don't buy my clothes from Brixton Market because the clothes are kind of funky and kind of oldish, like 70, 80-year-old, 90-year-olds. No offense, market trader. But Dagenham Market, East Street Market, the big markets. Brixton Market is predominantly food based, which is brilliant, but you need to go to a market like Dagenham or East Street Market that specialises in clothes. Now, if you live out of London, take that time to travel because it will save you so much money. Save up that money. Try and go there once every couple of months, or once when you really need to buy your shit, you need to get yourself, and go to the market. This top I'm wearing cost me a fiver. Now, remember, I'm plus size, yeah? So I'm going to show you it. Don't judge me. Okay, this cost me, you know, it's not bad. This cost me £5. It's good material. It's actually 100% cotton. Yeah, so it's a decent material. It's very airy for the summer. So go to the markets and buy your stuff. Now, market clothes have such like a funny like rep, like, ew, market clothes. But no, okay, when you go to a good market, you can get some seriously nice stuff. Like, I went to Dagenham Market yesterday and I bought 3 items of clothes for £15. Yeah, and they're all really quite nice, super casual, really nice. So I would recommend going to a market to buy your clothes, or if you're really just not going to bring yourself to go to the market, buy stuff that's on sale. And also eBay. eBay is amazing. Always check online. Always check online before you buy something. Don't just go to a store and buy it because you think, oh, there's not going to be any left. Oh, if there's none left, you weren't meant to buy that. That's how you need to look at it. Always check out on eBay. eBay has so many good sellers that do so many good, cheap, good quality clothes, and that's what you need to do. Make sure you check the delivery cost. But I would recommend the market, eBay, and buying stuff on sale. And always look online because stuff online usually is cheaper. But remember to check the delivery cost and see how that all weighs up. But I would definitely recommend you doing that, because if you go to a normal shop, it's very, very expensive, and it can dishearten you because you look at stuff and you're just like, I can't afford that, and you feel like shit, and you know, it's upsetting. So get yourself down to the market, especially if you're in London, okay, because the market is brilliant. And also get yourself online. Now, tip 6, I think it's tip 6. I'm getting so into this, I'm just like forgetting like all this stuff, so I'm sorry. So tip 6, also a very, very important tip. If you are old enough to drink, yes, so if you're 18 in the UK and 21 in the States, if you are old enough to drink, make sure you drink before you go out to a club. If you're going out to a club, you know they're so expensive. So the first thing you need to do is you need to check how much the entry fee is. Like, don't just listen to a friend, like call up the club, okay? I'm serious now. Call up the club, look online, find out exactly how much the club is going to be. Find out how much that is so you know what your entry fee is. Like, Saturday, I went to She Bar in Soho with my friend, and it cost me £2 to get in, and I was like, hell yeah, £2 my kind of price. So you know what your budget is. You know, £10 or £50 is going to be too much. You're not going to go there. So make sure you check how much it is. And sometimes they have things like it's free if you get there a little bit earlier. So definitely do that. Now, where I live, there's a very interesting Wetherspoons. You've got a crazy mix of people. Now, if you do have that money to drink before, go to Wetherspoons, have a couple of drinks before, or if you really are hardening it up and you're really seriously tightening your belt, have a few drinks at home. Now, I don't mean down a bottle of vodka so you're in the club all like, don't drink a crazy amount, but I'm not going to preach it. You know your own limit, but drink at home or drink at Wetherspoons before you go out. If you're in a different country, Wetherspoons is a very, very cheap pub, a chain of pubs / bars which are great fun. They're very cheap. And so when you do go out, so you've drunk at home, you've drunk at Wetherspoons, you're finally there, you know how much it's going to cost, you want to get yourself one drink. Always ask for drink deals. Don't be afraid to ask yourself for drink deals. Now, if you're in London or a big city, you know there's not many drink deals out there. It's so annoying unless you go to happy hour. So don't be afraid to ask what the cheapest drink is. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, I used to be embarrassed, but now I'm like, who cares? Like, I'm trying to save money. I want a budget, man. Who cares? Ask what the cheapest drink is. Like, if they tell you there's no drink deals, straight up, what is the cheapest alcoholic drink? So you know you need to stay away from wine. Do not let them double up your spirits. Be like single, not double. But just don't be afraid to ask what the cheapest drink is straight up. Sometimes you have to do that. It's just how it goes. So I definitely recommend doing that if you are going out socially. And also, remember, drinks are super expensive. So once you know what the cheaper drink is, like, remember, you don't need to get drunk to have a good time. Like, so many of my friends don't drink and they still go out and they still have a good time. Now, I do drink. I am a drinker when I do go out. I like to drink socially. So I do know what it's like. If you are a drinker, that's why I'm giving you these tips. So do that. But remember, being drunk isn't the be all and end all. Sometimes you can just be merry, have a nice vibe, and you can feel fine. Now, tip number 7 or 8. Oops. Smoking. I smoke every now and then. Obviously, we know smoking is not healthy for you. If you do smoke, make sure you smoke tobacco. Do not buy cigarettes. They are so expensive. Smoke tobacco. Obviously, you need to try and stop. I'm not going to preach to you. I'm not the fucking government. I'm not the fucking nanny state. But if you do, you already know the implications of it to your health. Smoke tobacco. Do not smoke cigarettes. They're so bad for you and they're so fucking expensive. Tobacco is slightly better for you and it's much cheaper, so much cheaper. You can save so much money on that. So that's tip sort of 6 and 7. Now, tip 8 is also very important, makeup. So if you're like me and you like wearing makeup, but you go into a high street shop and you're just like, do you know what, I can't afford this shit. Like, I can't. Get yourself to the market again, okay? Go to a good market. Ask a friend if they know of any markets. Google it and get yourself makeup. So this lipstick, this is a very well-known brand. In the shop, it would be £9 and I got it for £3. Yeah, I got it for £3 and I got this bronzer for £2. So they market, a lot of markets, big ones, do branded makeup. And the makeup is very good quality sometimes, even when it's not branded. And just remember that you can get good quality cheap makeup from the market. You can get toothbrush head, you know, if you have an electric toothbrush, stuff like that. Buy your makeup at the market. Now, this brings me on to my other point, tip 9. Is that brand names. Remember, you don't have to be cool to wear brands. You don't have to wear brands. Like, who says you need to have brand name stuff? Like, who gives a fuck? You can wear what the fuck you want. But as long as you're confident and you own it and you like what you're wearing, it doesn't matter. Brands mean nothing. Like, I don't wear brands. I don't own anything branded because I don't give a fuck. I don't subscribe to all that social pressure. So don't. And you know what? Your life will be so much cheaper if you don't buy brands. Like, don't buy brands. Just be like, fuck it. Like, why do you need branded trainers? You can get good quality ones that aren't branded. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't need to buy brands, but if you know that you want to buy those branded trainers, that's your one luxury, and you want to save up for it, then that's fine also. I understand that, and that is why you need to kind of follow these tips if that's what you want to spend on. Now, tip 8 is also very important. Coffees and places like, you know, I'm not even gonna, in case I'm so scared of like copyright stuff, I'm like, I don't want to say things in case someone sues me even though I've got nothing to give, but you know, the big massive coffee giants. So if you're kind of getting older or you're young and you've just discovered coffee and you're like, oh my god, this is so nice, okay, don't fucking buy it. It is so fucking expensive and it's so cheap to make at home. Don't fucking buy that coffee. Don't buy that coffee. Don't buy that coffee. Don't buy it. 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 It costs you so much fucking money. These people are making one, they're evading tax, and 2, they're making so much money off you. Don't buy it. So if you fancy a coffee, a hot chocolate, whatever, a muffin, don't buy it. Make it at home. Get yourself a thermal glass and take it out. Now, my son's into football, so most Saturdays, I'm at the football pitch and I'm freezing. And there's like a well-known coffee shop across the road. I don't go to it. I get myself a thermal mask, like an old woman, and I drink it. Or whatever. Yeah, flask. I call it mask. I drink that. Do that. Please, do not waste your money on these major coffee giants. Like, don't waste your money. Remember, every pound, every penny you have is an investment. What are you going to invest your money in this time? Is this product going to last? Is this product going to do well? What is it going to do for your life? Don't waste money for the sake of it. Don't buy those coffees. Don't buy those hot chocolates. Don't buy those teas, because that £1.50, that £2, that £4, that £5, it adds up so much. I used to go to a well-known coffee establishment before my job, and I would get a chai latte, and it would cost me £3.20 for a large, and I used to get that every single day. 3, 6, 9, 12. Yeah. You know, my maths is bad. Like, we're coming up to like £16-17 a week just on a chai latte or a coffee. Don't do it. Get a flask, a very cheap flask. You can even get one from the pound store or ask someone if they have one. if you don't want to buy one, then get yourself a flask and make yourself a coffee or a tea or whatever it is you like to drink. You can even get a chai latte mix at home. Don't go to those big coffee giants because they're so expensive and it's not worth it. And that is how, by not making a packed lunch, by buying food out all the time, by having coffees out, by taking unnecessary bus journeys and buying unnecessary shit, this is how we waste money. And this is how we waste money, and then we're like, where did all the money go? Like, have you ever been there? Like, you look in your bank account, you're like, but I had like £100, where's it all gone? It's gone because you're wasting it on shit. You need to keep track of your money and you need to be accountable for it. Where's your money going? What are you spending on it? What are you doing it? Look at ways how you can save money, how you can make things cheaper. Now, my next tip would be your friends. Sometimes we have friends that they don't live on their own, they've got more money than us, we're from a very different, you know, we've got friends, it's good to have difference. You could be from a different social economic background. Now, you don't have a lot of money, be straight up with your friends. Just be like, do you know what, I can't always afford to do this, that and this, and give ideas of things to that are cheaper. So have drinks at your home with your friends, invite your friends over, or ask them if you can come over for pre-drinks. Go to the park, take a picnic to the park. Make sure you go to 2-for-1 Wednesdays, and then you can just you basically pay for one ticket, the other's free, and you can just go half on that one ticket. Make sure you look at off-peak cinema times. Make sure, you know, suggest going to Hampstead Heath. Suggest going to somewhere really nice, a really nice nature place, walk, a picnic. Suggest going to cinema at off-peak times. Suggest going out for drinks when it's happy hour if you are going to do that. Things like that. Make sure you can do fun stuff for free, or you can do fun stuff cheaply. Like, it doesn't have to be that expensive. Make those tips. And if you've got friends who do like to eat out and you know you can't afford it, just be straight up, because they'll respect you for it. You don't have to be like, oh, I'm poor, and like feel all embarrassed about it. Just be like, do you know what, I've got a really nice dinner waiting for me at home. I'm trying to, you know, I am saving up for a holiday, whatever it is you're saving for, you know, and I've got food at home. And don't be ashamed to say, thank you, I've had a great day, but I'm going now. And there's no way about it. And your friends will respect you more for that. And then they'll be like, you know what, I want to save money too. Like, can I come back to yours? Like, should we just skip eating out? Like, people, your true friends will respect you for that, and they won't judge you for it. The fact is, don't spend your last £2, £3, £10, £20 on eating out. If you know you've only got a limited amount of money, and this is where I used to go wrong, and I've only just learned to do this. Don't spend your last £10, £20, whatever it is, even £1. Don't spend it on eating out. Don't do it. Don't do it just to save face. You know you haven't got the money, but you still do it anyway because you hope things will be okay. Things actually won't be okay. You've spent that money now, so don't do it. Just be straight up and be like, I can't afford to. It's too expensive. I don't have the money. Do that. That's what you need to do. Don't be ashamed to do that. Now, also, another tip I would give you is to also remember that the best things in life are free. And I know that sounds embarrassing, but laughing, having your friends over, enjoying life. You can do a lot of stuff for free. Like, I love walking by the river. I absolutely love it. I love walking in the park. I love nature. I love doing stuff like that. But I do understand we're living in a very expensive world right now. And don't feel disheartened. But if you want to save that money for that holiday, whatever it is you want to do, you know that you do have to make sacrifices. You know you're going to have to do things a little different. It doesn't mean tighten your belt, but it means do things differently for the better and make yourself money goals. In a year, what do you want to be earning? What job would you like? Take the steps to do that. Do not leave a job. Do not leave a job unless you have another one ready and lined up. Do not do that. Have career goals. Say you're on 14 grand, you want to be earning 18 grand by next year. What is it employers want? What experience do you need? What do you need to do? Do you need to stick it out to get the experience? Don't be afraid to command higher money. Remember that employers always barter down, so remember to always barter up. And so yeah, these are my money saving tips. Now I am going to do a part 2 to this video, which is all about bills, phone bills, debts, how to deal with that kind of stuff. But this stuff is just for a general audience, and I hope you really enjoy these money saving tips, because I practice what I preach. This is how I live by. This is how I have managed for many years as a single parent on one income, basically struggling in the most expensive country in the world. Like, I love my country, I love England, I love London, but it's really expensive. If you live here, you know what I'm talking about. So please leave your money saving tips below. If you have any money saving tips, please please leave them down below. Like, let's all share tips here. Like, let's talk about money saving tips. And if you don't know me, my name is Brixton Fatty, aka Jade Dill, and I make new videos every Monday, Wednesday and Friday. And I make videos on politics, money saving, comedy rants, but we talk about stuff of substance on this channel. We don't talk shit. We talk about real social issues, real shit. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe, because I'm trying to get my first 100 subscribers, so help me by subscribing. Thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful day. And remember, save that money. Every piece of money you have, even if it's a penny, is an investment. Think about what you're investing in. Is it worth it or is it not? Yeah, that didn't quite make sense, but you know what I mean.